Well, welcome everybody to today's webinar, and I'd like to say welcome, because today is a great webinar. We're talking to a very special guest today, and I'll introduce that guest to you very shortly. But just before we get there, I would like to just remind everybody who's out there and also deliver to all the new people who are on the webinar today about our 3-year vision with Reliv for Australia and New Zealand. That is to reach $1 million sales per month between Australia and New Zealand. If we do that as a company, that means all the active, engaged distributors are going to be making money and building their way towards their financial independence. And that's what it's all about when you become a distributor and you engage in the business and you're out there building a business. So join it with us in trying to achieve our 3-year vision, that $1 million sales per month. Our top priorities for this year have been and still are to increase our key performance indicators, develop our brand awareness, which is absolutely so important. We want, when you go out and talk to people in the public, we want them to be able to go, oh yes, I've heard of that. We're increasing our online capabilities. We've been doing that consistently through the year and doing a great job, I think. And I know we're getting great feedback from all of our distributors. We've implemented our social media strategy, which has been working extremely well and getting so much more communication out to the field, and we're developing that every single week more and more, and there'll be more of that coming as we go through the year. And of course, we'll be developing our PR strategy later on. And our focus is very much on getting distributors to director level, because when you get to director level, that's when you're really starting to build a business. And, you know, to help you in all of this, the company has done a lot of research, and from that research, what we've come up with is the amazing proprietary ingredient called Lunarich. And in Australia, we've now launched with Lunarich. That's our first product, which contains our unique proprietary ingredient, Lunarich, which of course is the enhanced lunacin, which is the active ingredient in the soy that basically gives people the health benefits that they get from soy. So we're very excited about that, and of course we'll be delivering more products with Lunarich in them as we go along and as our old products run out of stock. Now, also to help you build your business out there, we've been creating resources. We've created some fantastic resources. The brand new product catalog, which we delivered only just in April, and our Getting Started guide are 2 fantastic tools that you can use when you're out there. But one of the really great things that we've been able to deliver online sign-ups. And so when you go onto the guest page, or the splash page, when you go onto our website, you can go straight in and you can sign up brand new people to either preferred customer status or distributor status. That is a fantastic initiative, and that is something that we found that coming up to 80% of people are now signing up online. So it's obviously something that's hit the mark with our distributors. The other thing I want to remind everyone about is our Inside Reliv that comes out every second Tuesday, and one came out last week, and so therefore one will be coming out again 2 weeks after that on the Tuesday. If you're not receiving the Inside Reliv as a distributor, please make sure that you log into your back office, and then the front page right at the bottom, put in your email address just to make sure that you do receive the Inside Reliv every 2 weeks. Okay, now this week's webinar is all about Reliv, quality and process. And it's something we hear a lot about, and it's something that really excites me, and it is something that sets us apart from the field, because quality and process is so very important when it comes to having quality products and actually having your distributors feel confident when they're out there in the field that the company is doing the right thing and supporting them to make sure that the products and that everything else we do is of the highest standard. And today we're going to interview Brett Hastings, who is the Chief Operating Officer and Senior Vice President with Reliv International, and I'd like to welcome Brett to our webinar here for Reliv Australia and New Zealand. Brett, welcome.
Thanks, Bernie. I'm extremely excited to be here and to share with our partners and friends in Australia and New Zealand.
Well, Brett, I know everyone's really looking forward to this. One of the questions we get a lot is about the quality control that we have within Reliv, and also we get a lot of questions about the process and the systems So I think today is going to be a great day for us to be able to highlight a lot of those things. So let's get into it. And I'm going to ask you a pretty simple question to start with, but it'll just help our distributors understand what you do and what is your role as Chief Operating Officer with Reliv.
Well, I certainly like simple questions, Bernie, and my role as Chief Operating Officer is still a little new to me, but it's an incredible opportunity for me to broaden my knowledge and skills managing Reliv's operations and systems and ensuring that we support our distributors from an operational standpoint. I am filling the position that was very capably and ably served by Scott Montgomery, who, as you know, was promoted to President of Reliv Asia Pacific. So I look forward to working with Scott and Ryan to ensure that the needs of our distributors are met from an operational standpoint the world over.
Well, thanks for that, Brad, and I think you made a very salient point there that it's really about making sure that our distributors are supported, and it's something that I've noticed that Reliv as a company in the short 7 months that I've been with the company, that is something that the company truly believes in and demonstrates that on a daily basis. Now,
no doubt about it. It's
go on, Scott.
I was just going to say, no, there's no doubt about that. You know, I've been with the company now 8 years, and that's continually reinforced, and from Bob and Carl on down the line, that the distributors are the first and foremost of our priorities, and we provide them the utmost support.
And so, Brad, does this mean that as Chief Operating Officer, the manufacturing and quality control processes are part of your responsibilities?
That's true. In my new role, I will be responsible for production, which does involve both manufacturing, the quality control process, shipping, purchasing, and so forth. Now, this is an area that I have, in my new role, I actually have a little bit more experience than maybe some of the other areas, such as IT and distributor service centers, since and I have been working closely with Dr. Carl over the last couple years and learning from him as this transition approached. So it's an area that I'd certainly share his passion for and have enjoyed getting to know, and a skill set that I've really found incredibly entertaining and gratifying.
Okay, and so, Brett, we hear a lot about Reliv's guaranteed quality ingredients, the rigorous testing they undergo, and the importance of Reliv owning its own manufacturing process. I mean, we hear a lot about that all the time. Can you possibly explain the process to our distributors and why it is important?
You bet, Bernie. It's extremely important to us because the quality of our products obviously are a culmination of the ingredients and the formulations that we put together, and so it starts with each individual ingredient. In fact, many suppliers in the industry are surprised when their ingredients, though they may meet industry standards, are rejected by Reliv because they simply don't meet our standards. So we don't work to the industry standards. We try to set our own standard of excellence, and that begins with our specifications. And so when we purchase or qualify a new ingredient, we will make sure that a certificate of analysis is included in there that verifies what ingredient is and some of the standards it must meet. If that doesn't meet our specifications, it's rejected at the door. Assuming that the certificate of analysis does meet our specifications, we'll bring that ingredient and quarantine it, visually inspect it, make sure the packaging is not damaged, there's no exposure to open air. Then we will, over a period of a week or two, perform 2 levels of testing. We perform identity testing against the monographs that are accepted in the industry by the British Pharmacopoeia or U.S. Pharmacopoeia. And assuming it meets that test, we also perform an image resonance test against approved standards. So we have 2 levels of testing beyond what many manufacturers do, and in fact, we spend thousands and thousands of dollars every year just making sure that the ingredients we get not only are what the supplier says they are, but meet what our standards are at Reliv. And we take great pride. We have an internal lab where we test them, and then we will actually send those results out to a third-party lab just to verify that our testing procedures and our results are accurate. So there is, in essence, almost a quadruple check on every ingredient that comes in the door at Reliv.
Well, that's a pretty powerful process, and it obviously means that we can be confident. So it really leads me to my next question, which has been partially answered. But with this quality control process, and it's so important, can you explain why it's considered so critical to our longevity and our success? Because it obviously Reliv's had some amazing success over the 25 years, and why is this significant for our distributors when they're speaking with prospective new members?
Well, I think that the first and foremost reason is distributors have to believe in the products and the company and develop a trust with the company that what they are promoting, what they're telling prospective customers is what the company is going to deliver. And I think we take great pride in ensuring at every step throughout the process that Reliv's quality is second to none. In the quality control process, as I mentioned, it starts with the ingredients, but those ingredients are then pulled out of inventory after they're accepted, assuming they pass all the testing that we start with. That is double-checked to make sure the correct ingredient, the correct lot, and the correct amount is pulled. Then those ingredients are matched with the others to produce our weigh-out batch. That is triple-checked. We have an individual who pulls those ingredients, a supervisor who confirms that those ingredients, and then we have a quality control person come and sign off and verify that those two checks are accurate. So before any batch goes up to the blender to start the manufacturing process, it's already triple-checked. At each process, at each step of the blending process, we have various checks and balances as well that not only our operators have to verify and initial, but then also quality control verifies that the proper process has been initiated, the blending times are accurate, and all of this is to ensure that the product is produced in a manner, in a way that ensures that what we put on the label is exactly what our distributors are going to get, and that finished product is tasted organoleptically for taste, texture, smell, appearance. Throughout the canning process, we have various checks. There's a metal detector on the lines to ensure that no shards or any little pieces of foreign objects are in the can. And there's a check for the weight of each can. So if a can is underfilled by chance, it gets kicked off the line to ensure that what we say is in the can is in the can. And all along the process. And then finally, once the finished product is canned, it's not released for a week or 10 days until we perform even another set of tests to confirm that the levels of the ingredients that we claim on the label are in there. But I think more important than any of that, and what I've learned from my father, is that more than anything, it's Reliv's reputation on the line each and every time one of those cans is opened, and we are going to ensure and do everything we can to make sure that what we say we're delivering, we deliver.
Well, thanks, Brett. That's really quite an astounding process, and it obviously does show how much the company is committed to the quality process and to make sure, as you said, the integrity of the company stays intact. And I know that in the time that I've been with Reliv, I've noticed that it's got the smallest return rate of products of any company that I've worked with, which is obviously a testament to what you've just been talking about.
Yeah, and if I could add to that, I think in addition to that, not only have we never made a claim on our product liability insurance, we have been audited twice by the FDA, usually a 2 to 3 day process, which is the Food and Drug Administration here in the U.S., and they have left on each occasion after a half day because of the process, the quality controls, the papers, the documentation, the whole Reliv production process has exceeded their expectations. And in fact, even Australia's own TGA in their last audit of Reliv gave us their highest rating. So we take great pride in our process and the quality of our products.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned the TGA, Brett, because as we all know, they're one of the tougher regulatory bodies in the world, and of course they have their GMP or Good Manufacturing Practice accreditation, and if a company or manufacturing plant doesn't have the TGA GMP accreditation, then the products that try to get registered cannot be registered with the TGA or listed with the TGA. So, you know, that's an amazing thing. And the other thing is there's only a handful of GMP accredited manufacturing plants in the US, so it really does put us right up there at the top of the pile.
No doubt.
Well, while we're talking about products, here's a question that I get a lot. And how can people find out nutritional information about the individual Reliv products?
Well, that's certainly a good question, and one that you know, we welcome. We do have a website that lists the products for each country. If you click on the country tab and then go to products, every product offered in that particular country is available with a full nutritional panel on there, a link to the nutritional panel. Another useful source of information that we certainly welcome questions and input on is our Reliv product information line. So, excuse me, email. So if you email productinfo@relivinc.com, we have a number of staff dedicated to answering whatever questions our distributors have, and generally those are more specific questions as opposed to the nutritional panel, but we'll do whatever we can to make sure we answer any question about our products.
Oh, that's good to know, Brett. And of course the other thing is, this is a very common question I get, is what's the shelf life of our powdered nutritional products?
In general, it's about 24 months, and 2 years is typically our best before date. Once the product is open, we recommend storing in a cool, dry place so that it's not humid or hot. But the products, if unopened, are best before 2 years generally. Now, that doesn't mean that it poses a health risk after that, but the vitamin content can tend to break down over time, so we wouldn't meet the label claims in those instances.
So therefore, if people are living in hot climates, it's a good idea once they've opened their products to keep them in their refrigerator.
Yes, or somewhere in the air conditioning, that's for sure.
There's a lot of places in Australia that are hot too, so Brett, and
I look
of course,
forward to finding out.
And of course the other question that is very common, because we have a very multicultural population here in Australia, and not only that, but there's you know, we've got this issue with people with allergies and all sorts of things. Are our products vegetarian, kosher, or lactose free?
Well, we offer a number of products to meet those needs and demands. Unfortunately, all of our products can't meet those certifications. Our Now Classic, FiberStore, and Energize are all vegetarian, kosher, and lactose-free. Slim Simply contains a small amount of milk in the flavoring system, so it's not considered vegan or lactose-free, but it is kosher dairy. The reversage and now for kids are not considered vegan because of the omega-3 fish oils in the formula, but they are kosher and lactose-free. And then Artifact is neither vegan or kosher because of the arthrid is derived from bovine collagen, but it is lactose-free. So we try to design our product line to allow all of those concerns to be met in one or a combination of products, and certainly try and provide everyone the nutrition they need to perform at their best.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Brett. So that leads me to the next question is, why does it say proprietary blend on the supplements facts section on the product labels?
The reason that we have the proprietary blend on our labels is because those in general are active ingredients that provide some of the power in our formulas that are what we call our targeted formulas, say, Artifact or Reversage. And those blends we developed over a period of time with a significant amount of trial and error and effort put into that, and we believe have developed the optimal combination of those ingredients. So while we will disclose what those ingredients are, we don't necessarily want to provide a roadmap for our competitors to go and create a similar product. It's sort of a proprietary process that we protect as a trade secret.
Okay, well, I mean, again, that's good for our distributors, isn't it? Because it does allow them to know that we're not going to get people stealing our formulas.
We're doing everything we can to prevent that. That's our goal.
Okay, well, this is a good question, and again, it's something that we hear a bit about, and we do get this question: are our products patented?
Well, they are. And we've received 8 U.S. patents over the course of Reliv's existence. We currently have 6 in effect. The classic, the original product, has since expired, and Energize expired this past year. But like I said, we still try to protect our processes, and to the extent we can, some of those blends and the amount of ingredients that we use in those products. So it would be very difficult for someone to create an exact replica of our products. But I think more importantly, what the fact that we've received these patents, and although they only apply in the U.S., what our Australian, New Zealand distributors and distributors the world over should take from that is that our goal is not to look in the market, see what the next competitor is selling, and then try and create a Me Too product for that. Our product development process starts with what is the best product we can develop to provide the optimal nutritional balance for whether it's a targeted formula or just a general nutritional formula, some simply. Our development process, we look to create a unique product that is effective and is not otherwise available in the marketplace. And I think on 8 occasions now, the U.S. Patent Trademark Office has agreed with us that we have a product that works, we have a product that is novel and unique to the industry, and it's completely different from anything else out there. And so while we don't have the patent protection in Australia and New Zealand from a product integrity and development viewpoint, everyone should take comfort in knowing that these products are not designed to replicate or be a Me Too product. They're designed to be unique and provide the optimal balance and combination of ingredients to provide the maximum effect for our distributors.
Okay, well, great answer. Thanks, Brett. And it makes me think of something else on a slightly different focus. But Reliv has developed partnerships with some of the most respected leaders and organisations in the nutrition science field. And, you know, we now have a seat on the board of the Council for Responsible Nutrition. And we've heard this mentioned a number of times, but I think the real question here is what's the significance of this for the company, but more importantly for our distributors? Because again, people might go, okay, we got the seat on this board, but what does that really mean? How does that help me when I'm out there trying to get people to join my business?
Well, that's a great question, Bernie, and I think being a board member of the Council for Responsible Nutrition is an incredible opportunity for Reliv. It is comprised of the leading manufacturers with the best processes and the, I would say, cleanest records in the industry when it comes to manufacturing and producing nutritional supplements and vitamins and minerals in a manner that's responsible, safe, and effective. And for Dr. Carl to be asked to be a officer of the Council for Responsible Nutrition is really a feather in our cap, because it is the leading trade organization in the U.S. They do have an international arm, and they have a very rigorous review process for who can become members. And I was fortunate enough to attend in Dr. Carl's place a meeting just this past month, and it was a great experience for me to see how rigorously the companies that have applied for membership are reviewed and vetted among the whole board. And it was certainly a process that we can take pride in, that Reliv has not only passed but is a leading member and has our chief scientific officer as a officer of that industry organization.
Well, okay, well then that leads me on to my next question, is that, you know, one of these partnerships that we've formed is with Soy Labs, and we are going to be speaking with Soy Labs President Ryan Schmidt sometime in the near future on a webinar. But briefly, what's the significance of this partnership? And again, what benefits are there for our distributors?
Well, I won't steal Ryan's thunder, because you'll really enjoy hearing from him. But I can tell you that this partnership between Soy Labs and Reliv has been a mutually beneficial arrangement. And I think for Reliv and our distributors in particular, it has given us the opportunity to be on the front end of what could be an industry-changing movement. And I'm no scientist, so I won't even attempt to explain the epigenetics and the science behind Luna-Rich and Lunison, but what I do know is that it has gained incredible momentum in terms of popularity, media coverage, and so forth, and Lunison is the leading ingredient and product in that movement, and the amount of attention and notoriety it's received. And partnering with Soy Labs, Ryan Schmidt, and Dr. Galvez just gives a lot of credibility and strength to the message that Reliv is bringing. Dr. Galvez is an incredible researcher, well-respected, highly decorated in his home country of the Philippines, and was recently asked to speak at the American Heart Association, who up until recent times had generally shunned soy as a means of promoting a healthy heart. And I think, that Dr. Galvez and the epigenetic movement has led a shift in the thinking in the whole supplement paradigm there from the viewpoint of a health practitioner.
Well, that's really significant, and we look forward to hearing more and more about the partnership with Soy Labs. And but it's interesting, you mentioned the research and Dr. Galvez, and something that we've been told lately, and I'll just throw this in because I actually didn't mention this to you prior to the webinar, but we learnt recently that our own Dr. Carl has been voted in the top 10 chief scientific officers in the US. That's quite an accomplishment, and it's really a feather in the cap of Reliv and really an amazing thing for Dr. Carl.
It has been, and the amazing thing is it caught us by surprise. It was a third party that researched the development efforts and applications and patent information, and there are some powerful organizations in that list, and for our very own Dr. Carl to be in the top 10 of those is it's really, I'm happy for him because he deserves it, and he's devoted his life to this process and endeavor, and it's really neat to see him earn that type of recognition, and like I said, he deserves it, and I'm proud as heck of him.
Well, I think all of our distributors, particularly those who've been around for a long time, are also very proud of him. He's a great guy, and he does an amazing job for the company, but also for all of our distributors. So, Brett, with everything that you've said today, you've really given us some great information, and I know that the distributors are going to be able to use that as they're out and about building their business. But if you could pass on one thing that you feel is important for our distributors to understand or fully appreciate, what would that be?
Well, I think that what I would like them to understand and appreciate is that we are extremely excited about where Reliv stands today here at corporate, and as I mentioned, being on the leading edge of this epigenetic revolution and having LunarRich and being able to be at the forefront there, we believe that we've got an incredible opportunity and that the timing is perfect. And I would just stress to our distributors, believe in yourselves. We believe in you. Get out there, go do it, and let's build Reliv.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, Brett. I think that's a great message to leave with our distributors, and I'd really like to thank you so much for your time today. I know in the role that you're in that it's an incredibly responsible role. You're a very, very busy man, and I really appreciate the time that you've taken to share with us, share with our distributors, all the information that you have today. And look, we would love to have you on again sometime in the future. I really want to thank you again so much for today, Brett. It's just been fantastic. Thank you very much, Brett.
You bet, Bernie. Thanks for having me, and thanks to everyone out there for all you do to move Reliv forward.
Thanks. You enjoy the rest of your day.
Will do. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, Brett. Well, everybody, let's have a look now at our updates for our ignition updates, and I just want to remind everyone about, in New Zealand, our quick cash promotion that is running for this quarter. Great promotion, and as everyone who's used this promotion and earned their $30, all AS50, that's our Watership program, all AS50 active New Zealand distributors will receive $30 commission on the sale of the Essential Nutrition Kit to preferred customers until the 30th of September this year. Now, by people coming in that way as preferred customers, the Essential Nutrition Kit is $130 New Zealand. Go online, you can get this flyer off our website online, and it'll give you all the information about what you need to know. But that is a really great promotion, and we're finding more and more people utilizing that. And it's a great way for distributors to get an upfront $30 to kickstart your business if you're new, and to give you a $30 bonus if you're not new. And as you know, for the month of July, we're running Facebook-only promotions. So you go into Facebook, check it out, and this week we're challenging you to be $100 richer for the first distributor to sponsor a quick start, and the second challenge to be the first distributor to sponsor the most AS50s. So get on out there, guys, and do what you can to be a part of that. Now, I want to let you know about some ignition events that are upcoming where I'll be presenting, and these events, some of the venues are still yet to be confirmed, but of course we'll let everybody know about them in plenty of time. I'll be in Brisbane on the 6th of August, Ipswich on the 7th, Melbourne on the 13th, and then over to New Zealand where I'll be in Whakatane on the 27th of August, in Auckland on the 28th, and then back down to beautiful sunny Tasmania on the 13th and 14th of September. And as it says on the bottom there, all events start at 7:30 p.m. local time unless otherwise advised. So make sure you put these dates into your diary. They're all on the special events page on our website. And make sure that you tell everyone you know who lives in that area to get along to these events. They will be worth getting there too, because I'll be there. And the other thing, of course, is in October, our Australia-New Zealand 2013 conference, where our theme is to take the lead. Right now, our theme has been ignition. We're igniting the business. We're really starting to get things going and building momentum. And from October onwards, it's going to be about taking the lead. And as I've said many times, and for all the new people who are on the webinar today, I want you to know that there's 3 parts of the process of signing up new distributors in your business. Number 1 is signing them up. Number 2 is to enroll them on the AS50, the AutoShip program. And number 3 is to get them to register for conference. That is really important, and that should be the process that you do when you sign up new distributors every single time you sign up new distributors, because going to conference will give people a belief and an overview that they can't get any other way. So make sure you make that part of your sign-up process. Next week, our webinar is going to be a recap of Reliv 25, the international conference, and so there'll be so much to share after having been there, and Sue Stone, our managing director, and Aubrey Symes, our operations manager, and myself, we're all going to be at Reliv 25, and we'll have a lot to share when we get back. So all I can say to you again is get out there and ignite your business. And everybody, thank you so much for being on the webinar today. And get out there, ignite your business, and don't forget, have fun while you're doing it. Goodbye all.